All right, everybody. Your headliner for tonight is a former back-to-back fantasy football champion. He was unable to three-peat. He totally crapped the bed, and that is why he is here tonight at the Improv. Please welcome your last place finisher of 2020 fantasy football, Cameron Reynolds.
All right, hey everybody, got a good crowd in here. How we doing? All right, it's been a fun year, 2021, right? Yeah. Had a kid, turned 40, put on a lot of weight. It's been great. Love it. Got COVID. That was a blast. My wife got it first, and she had it bad, so somebody had to take care of her. So I basically did the whole chicken pox thing, and we snuggled in. So I got COVID, and basically we just camped out on the couch for a week. She made me watch The Sound of Music. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The one thing about my wife you need to know is she's got a nose like a bloodhound. Just smell anything I ever do. If she follows me in the bathroom right away, she knows. COVID was the best week of my life. I figured out that she could not smell, and I was purposely eating the nastiest things I could think of. Just chili dogs with onions, curry, and just letting them go. Silent but violent. She had no idea. I'm spelling them. I'm over there just in the corner, just laughing myself. Had no idea. And then there was the one night that she was miraculously cured, and I had to spend the night in the car, and the fun ended. Like I said, it's been a crazy year. Things aren't the best. I've had a kid. I'm not able to sleep anymore. So that's gone. But then again, at least I'm not Sean Watts. Oh. Speaking of butt stuff, when you turn 40, in my family, you have to have a colonoscopy. And I was a little self-conscious. I thought that marriage would be all naked cartwheels. And that has not been the case. And I realized that this was going to be the first time that someone was going to see my butthole. Aww. And I didn't know what to do. I thought, well, maybe I could bleach it. Maybe I could wax it. Maybe I could braid it. I didn't know what to do. So finally, I decided I was going to shave it. And so I got everything. I couldn't see what I was doing. It's real hard. I don't know if you ever tried to shave your butt hole. It's just not an easy thing to do. So I show up the day of the surgery. Mind you, I'm going to skip all the prep and everything. I crap my pants twice. I show up, and they asked me, they said, hey, how much do you weigh? And it's been a rough year again with COVID. I put on a few. So I fudged the numbers. I told them I was about 30 pounds less than I actually am. And this was going straight to the anesthesiologist. He was going to use this information. Well, they had me get on my side, and I'm in this gown, and they're like, okay, well, breathe in deep, and we're gonna put this stuff in, and everything's gonna be okay. Like, all right, doc, I trust you. Next thing I know, I'm back in high school. We just played a football game, scored the winning touchdown, went out to the Waffle House afterwards to celebrate, had my hash browns smothered, covered, topped, and chunked. And I'm going to Pearl Jam the next day. And then all of a sudden, I wake up, realize it's been a dream. It was a good one. I'm looking around. And then I'm under again. Worst nightmare I've ever had. still out of it. Don't know what's reality, what's not. I wake up and I'm in a partition room. And the nurse comes in and she says, "Hey, in order to get out of here, you've got a lot of air in your stomach and we need to get that out." And mind you, it's just a room with a curtain, not a, there's a full room. You can hear everything that's going on around you. She says, "You've got to let it go." And I realized there's a fella next to me. I said, "Hey, dude, how you doing in there?" Like, she said, "We can't leave until we fart it out." And he's like, "I know, man. I'm a little weird doing this in front of you." So we did what any man would do. We support each other. We held hands underneath the curtain and farted it out until the nurse finally came back. And I'm feeling pretty good on these meds. But I was with it, but I thought it was funny. And she asked me if everything was all right. I said, "Yeah, this gown, I just wanted you to know I picked it out from the Gap. And it looked good on me, right?" And she wrote something in her notepad. And next thing I know, they held me for another 30 minutes, saying I couldn't get out of there. So finally, the doctor comes in. And I said, "Doc, how'd everything go?" He said, "Everything's fine." I'm like, "Well, thank you so much for helping me. Really appreciate it." And he said, "It was my pleasure." Oh. I'll go ahead and tell you, that's not what you want to hear after you just had a colonoscopy. I didn't know what to think. I'm like, "Doc, have you been to Chick-fil-A lately? Is that what you're going with here? It was your pleasure to help me, or like, did you?" And he verified that sure enough, he had gotten no pleasure out of it. So it was a Chick-fil-A thing. And so it's relieved. Anyway, I asked him if there was any complications, any problems. And he said, "Everything went fine. You're good to go. The one thing is, next time you come in to do one of these, be careful back there." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, I had such a hard time finding your butthole because of all the bloody toilet paper squares." All right. Been a great audience, everybody. Get the waitresses. All right. Thank you. Good night.